It's really interesting to me that it's all men who are actively hating on the Marvels. The movie isn't perfect. Read my review for your thoughts. But it doesn't deserve the hate many men are giving it. Then someone says, men loved Wonder Woman though. Yeah, the first Wonder Woman movie was successful financially and a lot of men saw it and liked it. If they like female superheroes just fine, just a couple of years ago, that's so strange. And then she says, not even remotely the point. It literally is the point. That is exactly the point. You were saying that men are just misogynists and that's why they don't like the movie. But when they watched Wonder Woman, the first one, they weren't misogynists, except I guess they didn't like the second one, so then they became misogynists again? It's almost like they're only misogynists when the movies are terrible. And then when they're good, they're not. It's almost like they're rating movies based on the quality of the movie, right? Like when a movie's good, they think it's good, and when a movie's bad, they think it's bad. Isn't that crazy? That regardless whether the characters are male or female, or the director's male or female, because Patty Jenkins made the first and the second Wonder Woman movie, she just also wrote the second one. It seems like maybe it's the quality of the movie, not whether or not there's women in it. Especially considering men watched all those Resident Evil movies with a strong female lead, and all the Underworld movies. You know, I'm pretty sure men were the main audience there, but that was like 10 years ago. I have to pretend that didn't happen. It didn't happen, guys. Shh, don't think about it. Now, you might think some of these people are just like hardcore feminists. You know, they're just stupid, they hate men, and that's it. That's why they do these weird mental gymnastics to defend the Disney movies, right? These corporate products, these shitty movies. But it's not that. It's because they're shills. They're paid shills. They make money off of this fake positivity. They've tied themselves to these brands and these companies, right, to Hollywood, and they make money from it. They're always in podcasts and writing for, I guess, blogs that people call journalist outlets and shit. They're shills. They profit off of it doing well, or at least pretending that it does well, saying good things about it, you know, getting favor with the company. That's what they do. Screen Rant, Disney Plus News, and Wealth of Geeks. These are all outlets made to shill, you know, especially the last two, just to say positive news about these things and promote them and try to get in the good graces of these companies. That's it. That's her shtick. They're shills. She retweeted someone called Jamie Jurek, another person shilling for this movie, and she is, again, literally a shill. Journalist for comicbook.com, host of Phase Zero CB, another podcast, I think, and LITTOH Pod, Jamie Jurek on Letterboxd, TikTok, and Instagram. And she's also bi AF. Now, what are these? Comicbook.com. It's one of those bullshit geek news things where they just defend all the corporate products and try to profit off of it, right? Get clicks from people who hate them. Sad attempts at that. You know, I truly doubt 360,000 people follow these accounts because they only get like 1 or 2 likes on anything. Nobody gives a shit. It's all bullshit. Phase Zero. MCU. Comicbook.com's Marvel podcast. So they have to constantly try to jerk off and defend Marvel products. And more than that, they benefit from constant streams of slop. They don't benefit from a few quality products ever being made. And the other one, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 10th Anniversary podcast, hosted by Jamie Jurek. So she writes from an outlet that milks all this comic book shit, right? The movies and TV shows shit out by Disney mostly. And she also is part of podcasts that shill for Disney superhero shit. Yeah, no shit, she's gonna defend it however she can. These people don't care, or else they wouldn't be shilling for things to begin with. If they had any integrity, or they gave a shit about anything, or quality, or art, or anything, then they wouldn't be shills. They would just review things themselves. You can make a YouTube channel for free. You can make a blog for free. You don't have to be tied to these outlets and jerk off these companies for early access and fucking all this bullshit. But they do it. That's what they've chosen. And she gets defended by MCU Portal, Captain Marvel News, all these shill accounts coming out to defend them. It's all just bullshit. All these shill accounts are just people trying to suck blood out of this dying animal. Because people don't follow it for them. They follow for these companies, right? These corporate products. So if you attach yourself to it, you can get some of that money, right? Some of that attention, some of the views. Tie yourself to it. These aren't real people. These aren't real opinions. They don't really think everybody's misogynistic and racist every time someone doesn't like a movie or a TV show Disney makes, right? Any kind of superhero thing. Just like the corporations don't really fucking believe it. They shit out garbage, and if there's a woman or anyone non-white or anyone gay or trans or anything involved with these movies or shows, and they can call people sexist, racist, homophobic, transphobic, whatever the fuck else, right? They can say anything they want to defend it. And then, hey, it's not because the products are bad. It's because of hate, and they're fighting hate, and they're good people. So please invest in them. Please throw money at them, even if their ship's sinking. Even if it looks like it's a terrible investment. They're such good people. They're just fighting hate. Don't you want to be on the right side of history? Give them money. That's what all this ESG bullshit's really about, right? People with money trying to push this bullshit, and people trying to get money from people pushing this bullshit. And so they have to make a case of, oh, well, I'm fighting hatred and racism. I'm not just making garbage. Oh, well, here's more money. We'll invest in your company. And then it just goes nowhere. It goes down the fucking drain. Well, it goes in the pockets of these people grifting at a corporate level. These writers sitting in the room without a fucking showrunner like on She-Hulk, just pumping out garbage. They don't care if it's good. Marvel's pumped out so much shit, the people making things, movies and everything, don't even know what's supposed to be going on anymore. Nobody's even keeping track of how it's supposed to be happening. They don't know. There's nothing left. It's just a pile of trash now. Things get retconned and changed. It doesn't matter. It's just like the comics at this point. Oh, right, and don't let people bullshit you if this movie doesn't do well by saying it wasn't advertised. I've seen multiple commercials on YouTube, okay, over the past month or so, where it plays a video at the top of the front page. I've gotten that over and over again. I've seen this advertised everywhere just on YouTube. The official Marvel accounts were making weird videos like 8-hour-long cat streams where they just had cats on there to advertise the movie. They threw everything at the wall with this. They paid money for normal advertisements and commercials. They put out multiple trailers, and then they did weird streams for hours and hours trying to promote this movie. They did advertise it. People are aware of the movie. They just don't want to watch it. Nobody's going to find out that it flopped and say, I didn't even know it came out. Everybody knows it's coming out. It's been advertised for months.
A Letterboxd comment just made me so mad, and instead of replying to this really dumb person, I'm just gonna make a video about it and rant for a second. I am so upset about all this bullshit surrounding the Marvels, where so many men just want this movie to fail. It's ridiculous. I wrote a very positive review about the movie on Letterboxd because I liked it, and somebody commented, sounds biased in my opinion. Liking something is biased? Do you go on...
Lady, it's biased because you're a shill. It's a shitty movie. These Marvel movies are shit, okay? And the shows are shit. So when you go on and on about how great they are, people don't believe you. They think you're being disingenuous. Either it's because you're a shill or because, let's go with the best case scenario, you're very genuine and this is really just some weird political thing, right? It's about feminism. Any movie with women in it, strong women, physically strong, they have magic powers, you have to defend it. You're not going to give it a bad review. And if you really are some hardcore feminist, then anytime you see a strong female character in a movie, you're going to give it points just for that, regardless of quality. So when it comes to these movies, people think you're biased because you're biased. Like what?
Every single movie in Letterboxd and see a positive review and call it biased? No! You know what would be biased if I worked?
Why would they go to every movie and call it biased? That wouldn't make sense. Then the comment would just be like a bot account. You go to reviews and call them biased if you think they're biased. So obviously they're not going to go to every single review and say that because not every single review is biased. Do you perhaps wonder why he would specifically go to you? Don't you wonder why this random account would go to you, to your review, and say it seemed biased? And they're not going to every female reviewer of this movie or every positive review of this movie and saying it seems biased? Don't you wonder why they're specifically saying your review seems biased? Huh, I wonder why that could be. It couldn't be because of the content of your review. It couldn't be because of you and what you say and do that people think that people think your review is biased. No, it has to just be misogyny. That's the only thing.
For Marvel or worked on this movie, or if I said before I saw the movie, I don't care how bad it is, Captain Marvel's in it, so I'm gonna love it. That's being biased. You know what's ironic? You're being biased.
You're a host for comicbook.com's Marvel podcast, a weekly podcast about Marvel. You don't think you're biased. Yeah, just a completely unbiased reviewer here, guys. Don't worry.
Because you haven't seen the film and you already hate it. That's lunatic behavior.
Now I wonder, if someone saw a trailer for a movie, or multiple trailers for a movie, and you thought it looked good, you thought it made the movie look really good and you wanted to go see it. Is that biased? Is that biased? Is that insane? No, people would think it's normal. Shills wouldn't say anything bad about it. It's great. No, Shills like that. They'd say it's good. They'd say, yeah, get hyped up, guys. Yeah, I can't wait to see the movie. It looks so good. But if you see a trailer or multiple trailers for a movie and you think they look bad and you don't want to see them, well, then it's biased and it's crazy to not want to watch it. And for this movie, it's even worse because it's not some brand new movie with new characters. If people have seen Captain Marvel and they didn't like Captain Marvel and they don't want to see anything else with Captain Marvel, then that's a good reason to not watch this. Because she's in the movie. It's the same character with the same actress playing her. If you have a universe of movies that are connected, that's for better and for worse. If people hate these movies that came before it, and they got bored or they didn't care about the shows that came before it, and they're not going to want to watch what comes after that. But the Shills don't understand, wow, you didn't like the movies that came before it? You don't like the characters that are already in movies and shows before this one? You don't like the trailers and you thought it looked bad? You thought the movie looked shitty and you don't want to watch it? Based on what the company itself showed you? You think it looked bad and you don't want to watch it? Well, that's crazy. That's biased. It's biased if you don't like what you saw. And it's crazy. If you did like it, though, it'd be fine. Anything other than mindless consumerism is considered evil or crazy by these corporations and the Shills. For how many years would people have to keep watching the same movies and shows pumped out by Disney, by the same corporation over and over again before they could just say, actually, I don't want to watch the next one? They have to go buy tickets and watch every movie. They have to subscribe to Disney Plus and watch every show. Even if they saw the trailer and thought it looked bad, they have to just give every single thing a chance because otherwise they're biased and they're crazy. It's biased and crazy to keep watching them if you think they're bad. If you don't like all the ones that came before and you don't like the trailer, you think it looks like a bad movie, why would you watch it? And then this person went and read a review and they thought it sounded biased. They thought your review sounded biased, and then you think, oh, well, this person's just crazy because they didn't watch the movie. If they watched the movie, why are they reading your review on the fucking website? If they came from that positive review, and not only did it not make them want to watch the movie, but they just said it sounded biased, then even as a shill, you didn't succeed. It was too obvious that you were just bullshitting. If you lie through your teeth too much, it doesn't work anymore. And you just decided, you know what, this guy must hate women. This random account must hate women. This is the whole culture, the whole country just hates women, I guess. That's how it is. That's the only possibility, just crazy people who hate women.
I hated Quantumania. Do you think that brought me joy? Do you think I like...
What the fuck is Quantumania? Is that the Ant-Man thing? I think.
Hating that? No, it's a bummer hating things. I do not...
And that's why people think you're a shill. It's weird to obsessively not want to hate a shitty movie. If it's shit, why would you care about hating it? What? Because you go into these movies trying to like them, trying to find some way to spin this as a positive review, trying to say it's good. That's called being biased. You're not going in just to see how the movie is. You're biased toward liking them. You're trying to make yourself like these products. Like, I don't know what to tell you. How is that not biased? That's literally what being biased is. You're trying to make yourself like the corporate product. You go on a podcast every week to talk about the corporate product. You make money off of this. You say you're trying to like these movies and shows. It's not just objectively reviewing movies. You're not trying to remove your bias. You're trying to be as biased as you can. And you're just saying that one of these movies was so bad that even trying to like it, you couldn't really find anything to like about it. I guess it doesn't have to make sense because you're just trying to appeal to politically obsessed morons on social media. You know, mindless consumers, people who eat up any slop. So I guess your video doesn't have to actually make any sense. And I guess your writing doesn't have to make sense, right? For reviews or whatever you publish on comicbook.com, it doesn't have to make sense. Even when it doesn't make sense and other female-led superhero movies can do well financially and people say they like them, they give it good ratings, good reviews. Somehow when these other ones do it, it's just misogyny. When these other movies succeed, I guess misogyny took a break for a while. I don't know. It just comes and goes based on the quality of the movies. Yeah, it's complete fucking mystery. I wonder why.
Understand how you can go into something with such hate in this way. It is just sexism. You sexist. It's okay.
Holy shit. The only way you could dislike this movie is you hate women. You're a sexist. It's just sexism. There's no other explanation. You're right, other than the movie actually being shit. You couldn't watch this shitty movie and just think it's shit. Nothing about this could be bad. Nothing about the connected universe or the movie itself could be bad. It's all just great, and you could only hate women. That's the only way you could hate this movie, guys. This woman who's apparently so obsessed with fighting misogyny. Are women misogynist if they don't watch this movie either? If a woman gives this a negative review, are they misogynist? If a woman thinks you seem like a shill, are they misogynist? It doesn't make sense, but they don't talk about women. Because this is a grift. They're shills. They don't really believe what they're saying. They know it's not true. They know it's fucking stupid. It's performative. That's why they actively avoid mentioning women who don't support these movies because they think they're shit. Or women who make YouTube videos or write reviews criticizing these movies, right? Or just don't care at all. They don't do it. They don't say it's because these women just hate themselves and because they're not supporting this Disney product. Because they know this is all just bullshit.
To dislike something. If you genuinely don't like the Marvels, I get it. There are things in that
Let's
movie
go
that
back.
are such hate in this way. It is just sexism. You sexist. It's okay to dislike something. If you genuinely don't like the Marvels, I get it. There are things in that movie that are not for everyone. But if you really seriously want to hate it and are rooting for it to fail, you need to really ask yourself why, and ask yourself why you have such a problem with women and powerful women.
I wanted to order some stuff on Amazon, so I paid for Amazon Prime, for the free shipping. And I was watching some superhero movies I hadn't seen, Shazam and Black Adam. I didn't like Black Adam. I thought it was pretty bad. Do I hate men because I don't like these movies? Are you going to say I'm racist because The Rock is like half black or something? I hate Man of Steel because it's stupid? Do I hate white people? Do I hate men? What is it? It's because it's a shitty movie. It's fucking stupid. And this looks like a fucking shitty movie. That's why I'm not going to watch it in theaters. That's why I didn't watch Black Adam in theaters. I watched it when it's free on Prime and I had nothing to do. I was bored, so I gave it a chance. And I could barely sit through it because it's so shitty and it goes on for over 2 hours. They know movies like Black Adam get low scores. They know that Iron Fist, that's a white blonde man. And that got very low scores. Did it get a low score because of racism? Is it because people hate men? Or is it because the show probably wasn't very good? I didn't watch it either. I wouldn't know, but it didn't look very good. It didn't look like something I wanted to watch. If you actually look at things, and she must because she writes for comicbook.com, she's obsessed with all this shit, right? All this superhero shit. Plenty of male-led superhero movies get bad ratings. They get very low scores. People hate them.
And women leading films and women directing films. I think when the Marvels...
Yeah, it's so weird. Again, Wonder Woman, the first one, was starring a woman, and it was directed by a woman, and people made sure everybody knew it. Directed by Patty Jenkins, everybody knew. And people, including a bunch of men, went and watched it, and made a bunch of money, and it got pretty positive ratings and reviews. But then when the second movie came out and it was bad, I guess people were misogynistic again because they didn't like it, they hated it. I'm just so tired of these shills just lying constantly. And before someone calls me a misogynist because I only go after women, man, holy shit, man. I just did a 2-hour video criticizing, Geeks and Gamers. 2 hours shitting on that one guy. Two sides of the same coin. It's just bullshit. These people don't believe what they're saying.
Officially comes out, I'm taking a social media break. I just such a problem with women and powerful women and women leading films and women directing films. I think when the Marvels officially comes out, I'm taking a social media break. I just can't take it. I can't take it!
If we were going to pretend she's genuine for a second, I mean, she sounded like she was joking at the end, but I think the thing about the social media break was supposed to be serious, right? Maybe grown men and women watching all these superhero movies all the time and being obsessed with them and making their whole lives revolve around supporting these Disney products and maybe being obsessed with these things isn't making you a stronger person. It's not improving your writing. It's not letting you deal with apparently criticism of a movie you didn't even have anything to do with. You didn't make it. You didn't work on it. You didn't handle the lighting. You didn't even make the food for people who worked on it. You just write about this shit. You just talk about it. And you want to take a social media break so you can't see the criticism of this movie? You don't want to see people saying anything negative about it? It's absurd. This is not good for people. If this was genuine, right? If we pretend she's not just a complete shill, and this isn't just bullshit, then she would have to be completely just delusional and obsessed with these movies and TV shows that she didn't even make, right? It's not even your own work or your own art or whatever that people are criticizing, which you should be able to handle some criticism for. It's not even hers. She's just attached herself to this corporation and these products that this corporation makes. And for all you sex addicts out there who don't believe me, wondering, hey, what do they get out of this? What do they get out of being shills? Well, let me just show you. This is Mama's Geeky, one of the two people I was doing the video about, right? You notice she's got the director of The Nun 2 here. The video has 163 views in 5 days, but she still got them. She's got 124,000 subscribers, but the video got 163 views in 5 days with the director of a movie. But maybe it's just that movie, right? They've got the Invincible producer. She's talking to him, right? For season 2, 228 views in 10 days. Blue Beetle director, 197 views in 2 weeks. The point is, being a shill works as far as getting access to the people behind these movies, right? To the corporations, right? And the people who work for them. It's not actually helping to advertise the movie. It's not doing anything for the company, really.
All right, I'm Tessa Smith with Mama's Geeky. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. I really...
But see, she literally can do these video calls with these people, talk to them for a bit and put it up on her channel. It doesn't seem to do much. But hypothetically, if you were interviewing people who direct movies, and anybody gave a shit, that would be beneficial to your channel, right? They're not going to go on any random person's channel. They're going to make sure you're, making the right kind of videos, you know?
Thank you so much for taking the time today. I really appreciate it.
Likewise, thank you for taking the time to talk about the
Yeah.
show, write about the show. That means a lot to us.
I mean, I'm clearly, I love the show. I think it's fantastic.
I mean, she's wearing a t-shirt, guys. That's kind of everything you need to know about it, really.
Hey guys, today I am super excited to talk to you about the Marvels. Listen, I've just gotten out of my critic screening and there's so much about this movie that I absolutely loved. I do have a few issues that I will get to in a few minutes, but first of all, I've got to start off with, it is so good to see these three ladies together. I have been waiting for this for a very long time. They are so good together. The chemistry between them is great. They are hilarious. They have some incredible fight sequences together. Now, if you've seen the trailer and if you watched Ms. Marvel, you know that something's going on where they're switching places. And the way they do that, the visuals.
It's only been 30 seconds? Are you kidding me?
Fights is so brilliant and so
God.
smart and
Okay.
so much fun. It's fast paced and you are like, what is happening? Oh, this is...
Hey guys, this is Alachi and this is my review for the Marvels. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. The absolute full-on Disneyfication of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and turned it into a teen tween film. You go in thinking you're going to see a female-centric Avengers type film, and about half an hour in, you're like, oh my God, how did I get tricked into watching a Hannah Montana film? It's like you go in to watch an Avengers film and then you realize, am I in the wrong theater? Or how did I end up in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants movie? Like, this just makes no sense to me.